overall in order to achieve independent system that can control everything without any risk and any panic.
Got that, Steve. Thank you very much. And actually knowing that context, it really helps, right? And I think it really shows that this wasn't about chasing their narratives, but it was really all about addressing weaknesses that you've seen repeatedly across the ecosystem. So thank you once again, Steve, for that explanation. Now, with that motivation in mind, let us now talk about how the system was actually engineered. So, one thing that really stands out immediately when developers review AIPF is that it doesn't rely on a single monolithic contract. It's basically a modular system. So, Steve, that is because we've learned that AIPF is using multiple smart contracts instead of one. So, why was this level of architectural complexity necessary for the system?
Thank you for your question. So, because the single layer smart contract system nowadays are very fragile because they can overwrite itself. That's why in EIPF we have created multi-layered smart contract system. So let me briefly explain how they work. So we have different types of smart contracts and everyone has its own role. So one, handles emissions. Other handles liquidity stabilization. Another one handles fee collection. Other one enforces supply caps. And the last one predicts long-term sustainability. So this is why we create a multi-layered smart contract system. So no one can overwrite itself and each of them has its own responsibility. So this is how the big and serious projects like us are doing and creating, not like different one-day DeFi projects.
Wonderful. Got that, Steve. And I think that explanation makes it very clear that the complexity wasn't accidental, but it was really intentional by design, and it is tied directly to resilience and scalability. So that is very wonderful to hear. Thank you, Steve, for that. Now, another thing is basically one design choice that has generated a lot of discussion is about the ownership renunciation. Actually, this is a very popular question coming from many, and I know many projects they keep upgrade keys or admin access just in case, right? They do it just in case. But I think AIPF is choosing a very different route, and that is because all core contracts are ownership renounced, just like you emphasized earlier. No one has control to it ever, right? So, Steve, why did you guys decide to make that decision?
So the main step to create it was because it's irreversible, and this is the main point. So once ownership is renounced, so no upgrades, no emergency switches, no admin privileges, and no hidden control. Even I myself cannot change the system. So as a developer, you only do this when you're confident with your project, with your design and core system of smart contracts. So most projects avoid it because it has its own risk and own issues. We embrace it because power is the risk.
Wow, that's very amazing to hear. Thank you, Steve. That's a really powerful design statement. And I think this is one that really prioritizes the long-term trust over the short-term flexibility. So that is very good for us to hear. Now, let us shift into something that many projects actually talk about, but very few can actually implement it properly, which is artificial intelligence, or what we call AI. So, actually, since the emergence of the AI technology, AI powered has become a buzzword in crypto, right? But it is often vague or off-chain. And I know, Steve, from the introduction you gave us, AIPF is claiming a real AI integration. So, Steve, how does AIPF actually use AI in practice, not in theory?
So, most of you, of course, we're going to have this question because nowadays, AI, everything is with AI. But in our project, AI is not a marketing term or some one word that we're going to say, we have AI, but in the background there is nothing. No. In our project, AI is not marketing term. It's a decision layer. So AI itself determines how much to mint, when stop or slow mint, when buybacks are required, yeah, how long the treasury can sustain, and then lastly, and the most importantly, when the system needs the protection. So these decisions are deterministic and independent. So no human panic, no human control, only AI, which is written on rule based, and we're gonna do it independently. So AI here is a predictive engine, not like a black box.
AI is really implemented. It's actually integrated within the system. So thank you for that. So now, Steve, up next, let's talk about what happens when the markets don't behave nicely, which is actually very inevitable, right? I mean, every system that there is all around the space, it looks good in normal conditions, but we know that the real test is it can happen in extreme volatility, right? We never know what happens. So, Steve, in regards to this, how does AIPF protect itself during, let's say, black swan or extreme market events?
Mhm. So thank you one more time. And let me explain two main protection that we implemented. The first one is during the market, and the second one during the hacker attacks on the platform itself or other one. So let me start with the market. Yeah, we created a core design. Yeah, we created a dynamic mint caps, liquidity cushions and walls, visual longevity forecasting, and automatic mint freezes. So when abnormal conditions are occurred on the market, the system tightens itself in order not to do some decisions that can lead to the bad decisions, bad market decisions. So that's why the AI analyzes everything and every time, so it can stop and tight the system itself. And other one, during the hacker attacks, yeah, most of the projects can be attacked. The user's account can be attacked, or etc. So here, AI is also generated. So how it generated and how does it work? Let me explain briefly. So here, AI will analyze everything, every website activity. So if any suspicious activity or attack will gonna occur on a website or to the system itself, AI will gonna tight and protect itself at the maximum cost. So it will gonna lead all the power in order to protect user and everyone's balance. So nothing will gonna lead to the bad consequences. That's why how AI in our project is protected both by market and both by our project and our web project itself.
Got that, Steve. Thank you very much. And actually, hearing about this approach, it really shows that the protocol was really designed with having like worst case scenarios in mind, not just for, best case growth. So that is really amazing to hear. Very reassuring as well, right, for our users. Now, Steve, transparency, moving on, is another area that the community frequently brings up, right? I mean, this is really one of the top major concerns, right, for every user there is. And Steve, I believe AIPF is often described as unusually transparent, especially for a protocol having this level of complexity in architecture. So, Steve, we just want to know, why is AIPF's transparency different from other projects out there?
Mhm. As an engineer, yeah, and someone who created the system, I can easily answer this question because I can guarantee that nothing is hidden. So every action is on chain, verifiable, and immutable. So anyone, me, yourself, and other users can inspect everything, every mint, every burn, every fee, every buyback. So that level of transparency is uncomfortable for many teams and many projects, but essential for us and trustless systems like us.
Got that. And Steve, having this clarity, it makes it really easy for both the developers and even the non-technical users to trust the system, right? I mean, as we know, transparency can a protocol. So it's really fantastic that you guys are putting that in the top of the list. And actually, this previous question, Steve, it would lead us now to a bigger picture question. So, Steve, I know you've worked on and reviewed many systems over the years, right? So, of course, uh, basically, we just want to ask from your experience. Okay, from your experience, Steve, how rare is a system like AIPF in today's crypto landscape?
From my personal experience, I can say that it's very extremely rare because most of the current systems and projects, they don't build a multi-layer smart contract system. Yeah, they don't remove ownership, or they don't remove themselves from the control. They don't re-announce their ownership, and they don't design for long-term sustainability. Yeah, so this level of architecture requires confidence, understanding how everything works, and deeply analyzed system. So this projects like this doesn't build. They don't build like in 1 days or 2 days. No, this is long-term game, long-term confidence and understanding of the project itself. So this is why you don't see many projects like this. Most of the projects are 1 day DeFi project. We're gonna be today and not tomorrow. But here we are going to the future. We are going to the long time.
Got that, Steve. That is fantastic to hear. Hearing that directly from your perspective, from your personal experience, it really helps to put AIPF into context, right? Not just a clone, but actually as an outlier by design. So that is really amazing. Thank you very much. I think it really helps a lot to our audience to distinguish how unique, how outstanding AIPF actually is. So thank you very much, Steve. Now, moving on, let us now talk about where the project stands right now. So, Steve, as we know, I mean, I've been hosting AMAs for quite a while, for all of these years, and I know that some projects out there they overstate their progress. Some others, they understate it, right? I mean, of course, we want a very grounded answer here. So, Steve, what stage would you say AIPF is currently in right now?
So from a technical lifecycle standpoint, this is very early because the foundation is complete, the system is live, the architecture is mutable. So what usually follows is discovery, adoption, and expansion. So and that process takes time because users will gonna expand more in the system, try to work with it. This also takes the time. So here we're saying that everything takes a time. So the process of evolving and continuing will gonna take a time. But overall, from technical standpoint, it will be a little bit early.
Got that. Thank you very much, Steve. And to be honest, it's a very, I can say it's very confident, but really a measured assessment. And I think it's really one that aligns with the protocol first philosophy that you've described as well. So thank you very much for clearing things out. And of course, I think this is a very great clarification, especially to the users who will be wanting to join the protocol right now, right? As they discovered AIPF on this AMA. Thank you once again, Steve, for all of those questions. Now, to close things out, since I don't think I've got more question to you, let us give the floor and microphone back to you, okay? So, Steve, is there any final message for the community that you'd want to leave for them to take away? For the community members who are watching this AMA right now.
Of course, thank you one more time for this technical AMA. And my last message for all of you will be say this. I will never announce ownership of something that I don't fully believe in. Yeah, AIPF isn't an experiment or 1 day DeFi project. It's a proof that finance can be autonomous, transparent, and resilient. So no human panic, no human control, nothing. Everything with AI, and the ownership is re-announced. So what you're seeing now is just only the small beginning. Yeah, that level of transparency is rare because it exposes everything. So here we are very transparent with you. You can see everything, every step, every layer, almost everything. And for other one, it will be a disaster to show them their mistake. But here we are very transparent with you, with the project itself. So even though we choose to show you everything, we still choose it because we believe in this project, since we don't showcasing you only the things that you cannot see by yourself. We're showing you everything. So we build the trust to the big time future. So long time in the future. I hope we're gonna be in touch together again. Thank you one more time for this technical ABM.